Good morning and welcome to VOP This Morning. I'm Moses Humphrey, and working with me is Esther Nwachukwu, but you get to meet her much later on the show. Now, today is a day that Nigerians might be going to the streets in protest with the NLC protesting against government's stance on the removal of fuel subsidy and the lack of palliatives being put in place. Well, that's one issue that will be happening today. In the meantime, the National Security Advisor had a meeting with governors of Nigeria's 5 southeastern states with a view to finding a lasting solution to the wanton killings in the region. Now, that will be our topic of focus this morning, plus a full pot of variety, which we will, of course, serve you in the course of this midweek edition of the show, and that consists of entertainment and sports as well. In the meantime, we'd like for you to subscribe to our page on YouTube. It's Voice of the People TV. That is Voice of the People TV up on YouTube, and on other social media channels we are at VOP TV Live. In the meantime, let's take a quick look at stories that made it to the cover pages of some newspapers, and I do have the Nation newspaper right in front of me. From the Nation newspaper, we have this banner headline. This one is IG warns against violence as Labour insists on protest. NLC seeks security cover for protesters. And we also have on top of the nameplate, Senate to revisit CBN Act, says Akpabio. Tribunal reserves judgment in Atiku Obi petition. Residents defy 2-week sit-at-home call in Southeast. Oyo labor unions lock secretariat for second day. All right, these are, and then we have Emefiele gets court's nod to serve bail order on DSS. All right. And when you go further down the Nation newspaper, you see the picture of the small plane or jet that crashed somewhere in Ikeja yesterday, crashed on a road yesterday. Underneath that one, we have immigration arrests Cameroonians seeking Nigerian passport. What would be their motive, one would ask? All right. Now, moving away from the Nation newspaper, going to the Daily Trust. Banner headline from the Daily Trust is police on alert as Labour begins protest nationwide. Disperse anti-subsidy protest in Kano. Workers adamant in Oyo. Union insists on fuel subsidy. School fees reversal. Others. We know they will listen to us, Gbajabiamila. On top of that one, UK announces £10 million facility to support food security in Nigeria. And then we have subsidy. Marketers selling filling stations over poor sales. Profit. Ipman. Now, subsidy. Marketers selling filling stations over poor sales. Profit. Ipman. All right. 2 rescued as helicopter crashes into building in Lagos. All right. And then underneath the pictorial there, we have legal fireworks as tribunal set to rule on Tinubu's election. I scored 25% in above half of FCT. Tinubu. IREV, part of electoral process. That's 355 billion naira spent on it. Atiku, Obi. Petitioners couldn't prove claim on an electronic collation of results. INEC. All right. Well, that's what we have on the Daily Trust. Going to another daily now, we have the Guardian newspaper. NLC defies truce, proceeds on nationwide strike. That's what we have from the Guardian newspaper. And then on top of that one, danger averted as light aircraft on test run crashes on Lagos Road. Sit-at-home enforcers killed 250 people in 2 years, says Ohaneze. Falana warns ECOWAS leaders against attacking Niger Republic. All right, it gets even more interesting as we go on. And then we have underneath the pictorial there, consider FCT 37th Nigerian state for presidential poll. Tinubu begs court. Senate shields El Rufai from petition over insecurity in Kaduna. And we also have foreign investors in equities market declines by 90.6% in 10 years. All right, so these are the headlines that we have from The Guardian. And lastly, let's touch on the Punch newspaper now. From the Punch newspaper, banner headline here is Labour shuns FG, begins protests as oil workers down tools. How FG NLC meeting deadlocked. Labour PDP berate Tinubu's proposed pay rise. IG orders AIGs, CPs to maintain order, prevent violence. Falana says protests lawful. All right. Tinubu sends second ministerial list today. Direct interventions in power sector hit 7 trillion naira. That's according to the FG. Niger, Russia, Burkina Faso, Mali oppose ECOWAS military intervention. Russia seems to be digging deep into the affairs of African states. FG orders probe as test flight plane crashes on Lagos Road. And then we have 500 illegal courier operators under prosecution. NIPOST. Task force official extort 35,000 naira from motorists on Lagos-Ibadan Expressway. Foreign trained doctors mass failure worsens Nigeria's manpower crisis. Foreign trained doctors mass failure worsens Nigeria's manpower crisis. All right. These are some headlines that you will find. In fact, these are the headlines you will find on major newspapers today. All right, we'll take a break now. When we come back from this break, nothing short of peace in the southeast, but even that must have a price. So let's talk about that. Peace in the southeast. That's what we'll be talking about when we come back. Stay with us.